John Slinger.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I commend my honourable friend, the member for Edinburgh South West, for bringing forward his important bill, and honourable members across this House for their powerful and moving speeches, particularly those of my honourable friends, the members for Calder Valley, for Mitcham and Morden, and for Cumbernauld and Kirkintilloch, who showed that the love of a sibling or child persists forever and can be harnessed to bring about change. I'm speaking today because my constituent, Mr. Peter Realf, contacted me about his son, Stephen, who was training to be an RAF pilot when diagnosed with astrocytoma. He was just 19. Tragically, despite his cancer being described as low grade, and despite receiving treatment that prolonged his life, he died 6 years later, aged just 26. I cannot imagine the pain and the sense of loss felt by Stephen's family and friends, and my heart goes out to them and all who have faced the consequences of this cruel disease. Mr. Realf and his family have campaigned tirelessly since Stephen's death to address the baffling paradox that despite brain tumours killing more children and adults under 40 than any other cancer, and that they rob patients of more years of their lives than any other cancer too, only a fraction of the government's research funding into cancer is used for brain tumours. According to the charity Brain Tumour Research, just 1.37% of national spend. Stephen Realf's case is stark. A talented, hard-working and clearly impressive young man who died young and lost perhaps 50 years of life, 50 years of potential. A huge public petition and an article written by Stephen's sister Maria led in 2015 to the then new Petitions Committee of this House conducting its first inquiry. I challenge any honourable or right honourable member to read the report's conclusions from 2016, 9 years ago, and not conclude that, in general, so little has improved since then. We should be deeply concerned, and perhaps, as my honourable friend, the member for Mitcham and Morden, has indicated, the appropriate emotion should be stronger. We hear that the additional £40 million pledged by the last government, we hear of that, and how 28 million of this, according to reports, is yet to be released to scientists. After one of the relevant authorities, the National Institute for Health and Care Research, came to see us at the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Brain Tumours recently, my colleagues and the campaigners, patients and families present still could not fathom just why the money hadn't been spent in all those years. I am relatively new to this place, but I've been observing politics for a long time, and something about this issue doesn't fit, doesn't feel right. Something is profoundly wrong. Where there should be outrage, there appears to be relative indifference, not to death and suffering, of course, but to the need for radical changes to get money flowing. Where there should be urgency among the authorities, for people are after all dying, often young, there appears to be a degree of inertia. And where there should be action, we often get lost in the chilling snowstorm of bureaucracy. I am not impugning the decency, compassion or professionalism of officials, researchers or clinicians. They are, of course, committed to helping cure, treat and prevent cancer. But as with other examples of institutional failure, it does not take overt malice, just the absence of grip, of tenacity in the face of injustice, or of challenging the status quo, for good things not to happen, or even for bad and preventable outcomes to occur. I do not know why this doesn't seem to be happening. What reasons could there possibly be for the continuing paradox of the underfunding of rare cancer research? We must find out and overcome these reasons, these forces, or perhaps even vested interests, because the stakes couldn't be higher. Little has changed in treatment terms or treatment and survivability since the 1960s. Patients with brain tumours do not have time on their side, as has been mentioned by many honourable members, as most of those diagnosed sadly die within 5 years. The following statistics that I will read out from Brain Tumour Research are stark, but before I read them I should point out that I am glad of the progress made on more common cancers. which have affected my family, as they have every family. Brain tumours kill more children than leukemia. They kill more men under 70 than prostate cancer and more women under 35 than breast cancer. Incidences of and deaths from brain tumours are increasing. At the current rate of spending, it could take 100 years for brain cancer to catch up with developments in other diseases and to find a cure. That is why my honourable friend's bill is so needed, because it offers practical steps to get more funding into research to take on and defeat these cancers. Finally, Madam Deputy Speaker, I know my ministerial colleagues want only the best for patients, so can I gently encourage them, if they haven't already done so, to ask this question of officials. Why is it that research into these cancers, which cause so much death and suffering among the young, which rob so many people of so many years of life, receiving so little funding? They should keep asking until they get a satisfactory answer. MPs should keep asking until we get a satisfactory answer. And we should work together, cross-party if possible, to overcome obstacles. And we should certainly, therefore, pass this bill. The pain, loss, concern, and even anger must be channeled into urgent, substantive action. We owe it to the past, current, and future victims of rare cancers and their families. Yeah.